Hello everybody, just another preview of the screen space displacement mapping. I was able to rectify all the artifacts that were happening. I found a small solution for the edges, so now everything works beautifully. As you see, it goes on forever. Well, that's a kilometer, so that's pretty good. Change the I was actually thinking that I came up with this, but I did a search before, and it turns out that someone had invented screen space displacement mapping about 10 years ago. So pretty interesting that, I mean, the frames per second weren't that great back then, but it was interesting to see that other people had had the same idea. I'm surprised it took me so long to think about it, but I just didn't think you'd be able to generate that many triangles at decent frame rates. But as you see, it's working perfectly. So I guess times have changed, and yeah, so this is really happy with this. I'll just change the. What's an interesting one? Better actually. As you see in the distance, the what controls the quality really is the texture size of the render targets, and because it's capturing these the original meshes. Like you see here, it's just using the original triangle meshes. The results are based on their bitmaps, and the screen texture size. I was able to get around the edging by increasing the field of view of the displacement camera, just 10 degrees larger than the main camera. But at least it fills in the edges, so it's not that noticeable. And it's all working nicely now. So if you have a look at that edging right there, you can see the spiking. That's happening because on the edge of the normal, you can only read so much data, which is kind of like if you're on a plane and you're directly against it, you wouldn't be able to get all the data, so it's not producing that many vertices. But I mean, not displacing all the amount of vertices it could. So what I might have to do is maybe capture the scene from 2 cameras to give it edge wrapping. That way there will be no it'll just look normal because it'll be able to grab around the sides. I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it, but I mean, it may be efficient, it may not be efficient, but if this is like livable, I won't worry about it. I'm going to make a whole bunch of shaders this weekend. I decided that I should really do that and work on shadows as well, just so there's just a whole library you can just pull from, and you don't have to worry about writing, because I understand a lot of people don't know how to write shaders, and I'm not sure. I would have used surface shaders, but I can't. I don't know if they can draw to MRTs, so pretty much have to use vertex fragment shaders. So, but it is really simple to use. There's only 2 scripts, one for the displacement camera, and this one is just attached to the main camera, and all it does is draw the calls on render object. And the reason it calls it there is because with draw procedure, for some reason, draw procedural meshes, draw to every camera. I really wish Unity would make a way that you could specify which cameras you want them to be drawn in. It would be very, very helpful. So any Unity people out there, it may not be possible, but if it is, it would be a really great addition, because it just means you'd have control over where the draw procedural meshes are being drawn to. Anyway, I think the next video will be just showing off some of the shaders, and but it gives you ridiculous. I just didn't expect it to be so fast, not with that many triangles. So, but at least it's all constant. So I'll also work on seeing if affecting the mip maps will create a sharper image, but it's no different to games, really. But it's easy to use, and just change the textures runtime if you need to. There's a whole bunch of things that can be done with it. It's really impressive, and I'm hoping to have a good showcase by the end of the weekend, and then hopefully I'll get it out the door Monday. Yeah, so just one last thing. Creating content, I think, really you got to do it in any. This edging is because of the textures themselves. And as you see, it sort of smooths out. That's because of mip mapping. But it wouldn't affect anything if it wasn't mip mapped. It'd just become a bit speckly. So yeah, there's a border on these textures, I believe, which is why that's becoming alpha. But yeah, overall it's a lot of potential here, and it'll be, I think, really a game changer. Okay, alright everybody, take care, and stay tuned, I guess. Thanks, bye.